ToonGrin.
Filmation, a company that tends to be the poor man's, well, anything when it comes to animation. It's notorious for reusing its own footage again and again, sometimes even within its own fucking movies, to cut corners when making cartoons, and even reusing character models that they used in other shows. Because nothing says talent like rehashing the same shit over and over again. Now, if you're a dumbass like me, you've watched Filmation cartoons, hell, two which I remember relatively vividly, though the drugs make it hard to recall. They had an Aquaman cartoon in the 1960s, which no doubt contributed to the anti-Aquaman sentiment we now have today, despite Aquaman being beyond badass. However, Filmation did create their own original titles, such as Ghostbusters, a live-action show that did run in 1975, and was resurrected in 1986 as a cartoon series due to the movie Ghostbusters, no relation, being so popular. A friend of mine brought up this movie, a lovely young woman, goes by the name of WHYBOY. And when she brought this movie up, it's like my childhood just rushed back into my skull. My reaction was... can we say less than happy? Yeah, so here's the fuck up of Filmation. Here is Snow White, happily ever after.
We all know the story of a maid named Snow White.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we didn't even bother to make a movie about the first story. We were just hoping we could just leech off of Disney like some sort of parasite. And this movie's off to a great start with a bunch of cartoon monsters reenacting the cantina scene from Star Wars. Being that this is a sequel, really, I have to keep reminding myself that since this movie is banking on you seeing the Disney version. We are in the Queen's castle. Of course, by now she is dead, this being the sequel and all, and the monsters are rejoicing over her kicking the bucket.
Now this is what I call a party. No more evil queen. That old hag won't be pushing us around no more, Batso.
Gee, that's not a very nice thing to call her.
You some kind of bird brain or something? These are the happiest days of our lives.
Well, I can't help it, Scout. I still feel sorry for the poor, wicked queen.
Sorry? You're a bat. You're supposed to be bad.
Bad?
Moronic minions aside, the Queen's brother returns to the castle looking for his dear departed... What the hell is with this character's design? No, seriously, he looks like the love child of Maleficent and Captain Hook. Or, no, wait, he looks like Maleficent, but like, in drag. Like she got a sex change operation, or fuck, maybe she fell into the spring of the drowned man. So this movie's gonna rule 63, huh? Okay. Well, then he needs a Rule 63 style name. And I'm gonna go with Maleficent. See what I did there? Because male. And first he's a dude, which he clearly is, but he kind of looks like Maleficent, which was a chick. It's a sex change joke. So learning his sister is dead, Maleficent is told by the magic mirror that it was Snow White and her prince who killed her. And now he's off to seek some retribution. Okay, that was pretty good. Maybe this movie won't be so bad.
Listen, kid, I think you should know bad like me is the way to go. Being nice is just for sex. Being good is a handicap. I'm bad, see? You gotta be bad like me.
With a mean and nasty frown.
I fly in the fast lane, see?
Okay, so out in the middle of a meadow, Snow White and her prince are heading to the dwarves' home to invite them personally to their wedding.
Look at those flowers. Oh, I'd love to pick some for the dwarves.
Go ahead.
Is it safe to stop here?
Don't worry, Snow White. There's nothing to be afraid of. With the wicked queen gone, who would harm us?
Alright, so to save your woman, you really need some form of planning to make sure she is safe, and so, fuck it, you can just shoot the dragon and it'll drop her like a rock. Whatever works for you, hero. So, with Snow White probably dead, that leaves the prince to confront Maleficent. Alright, so despite looking like a peasant, he still probably has some sort of royal training or something, so he should be fine.
I've never seen such magic as this. Who are you? What do you want?
Maleficent wins. Fatality.
So with the prince probably dead, Snow White made a run into the woods, completely ditching her man, and she happens to come across the house of the 7 dwarves.
So tired. I can't go on.
So the next morning, Snow White wakes up in the house, despite collapsing outside. I don't know, maybe the doormat is magical and it teleported her inside. Really, it wouldn't surprise me. Doesn't matter. Snow White wanders around and then she meets the 7 dwarves?
Why, you're not the 7 dwarves.
I should say not.
But the 7 dwarfs live in that cottage.
Not anymore. They opened up a new mine way over in the next kingdom.
Oh, but then who are you?
We're their cousins, the 7 dwarf-elves.
Dwarf-elves? That's not even a word! Just look at WordPad. Poor program must think it's going crazy trying to grasp this shit. Not to mention the 7 dwarf-elves have no personalities. Yeah, you can say the Disney ones were all one-dimensional characters, but fuck, at least they were memorable. You could at least name all 7. And like the Disney version, this movie does at least have 7 dwarf elves. And as an added bonus, they each have superpowers and are Rule 63, so they're all women. Though some clearly seem to be men, or possibly post-op, like Poison. But whatever, let's get that character roll call.
I'm Muddy. I'm in charge of the earth itself, while Sunburn is merely in charge of the sunlight.
Merely?
That's Blossom. She's in charge of all the plants and flowers.
A pleasure, darling.
And that's Marina.
Hello there. I'm in charge of all the lakes and rivers.
I'm Critterina. I take care of all the animals in the forest.
Moonbeam's in charge of the night. She's not herself during the day.
And who's the one who sang the lovely song?
That's Thunderella.
This is just sad. I mean, these characters command nature itself. Think about that for a minute, people. Nature itself. That's great powers right there to work with. That could build up for some great action scenes. But it gives you nothing in this fucking movie. But you know what, movie? You set it up, okay? You gave me your characters, you gave me your premise. Fine, whatever, good. Let's continue, let's keep the ball rolling. No more distractions.
If the sun can keep shining bright, then that's what I must do. If the moon can light up the night, well, I can do that too. If the sun can keep shining bright, then I can.
Thank you, Jason. Listen, movie. Shit. Listen, shit. Your songs have no reason, no rhyme. They're just there. There's no lead-ins, no segue, no nothing. You can't do that. Your songs need to have a purpose. You can't just sing whenever the hell you want.
A little sunshine
Sprinkle some rain. Mix it at the right time. Then do it again. Mother Nature.
With all the wrong things you're jiggling! 30 minutes. 30 minutes! We've had 3 songs. No lead-ins. No meaning. No purpose. Not even exposition like they normally use in a Disney flick. Nothing. Are we done? Are we done playing ripoff? Are we good? Can we please continue with the fucking plot?
Don't worry. He can't harm us here. Now be gone before I get mad.
Don't you want to know what happened to your precious prince?
Oh, please. Yes.
I thought so! The answer lies in my castle in the realm of doom. And not even Mother Nature can stop me there.
So what? Did he just show up there to fucking troll him? Okay, finally, we have some sort of heading. We have a freaking goal. To get to the Realm of Doom and Castle Maleficent to save Prince What's-His-Name. So our bastard brigade heads off into the caverns and all seems to go well. For the most part, I mean, they got this creepy asshole following them. And is it just me or does he look familiar?
Look, there's someone in the shadows.
Hey, who is he? There he goes.
Get that shadow man.
Oh my god, I could be watching Princess and the Frog right now. So a cave-in happens, and unfortunately no one dies despite all the rocks attempting to crush them. Clearly they didn't want it hard enough. The Shadow Man, whom I will refer to from now on as Orko Jr. because I will not blight good Dr. Facilier with being connected to this shit, is trapped under a rock. And then a massive flood fills the cave, and I can only assume Orko Jr. being trapped under that rock is now dead, having drowned to death. You know, it's too bad none of the dwarf elves could control water or earth to make this endeavor easier. Oh, wait! Unfortunately, everyone survived the flood, too. Why does anyone die in this movie? It's like being fucking teased. You know, what the fuck is even happening at Maleficent's castle?
Just a sweet transvestite.
Whoops, wrong castle.
I have a little task for you, my pet. You will bring Snow White to me. Do what you like with those idiot dwarf elves, but do not harm Snow White. I want that pleasure myself. Now go! Quickly!
The dogs don't get the job done, do they? I don't get this, you know. This movie gives us tons of opportunities for characters to die, and none of them do. It's like the movie's just trolling me now. Ugh. 7 elementals and an Orko, and the bitch still gets captured. It's fucking madness. Why did the dwarf elves even come along? Or hell, why did Snow White even request them to come with her to begin with?
Could the 7 dwarf elves come with me?
You want them?
Alright, so the Dwarf-Elves managed to make it to Maleficent's castle on their own. Which I find hard to believe a group of 7 morons would make it through the land of doom, completely unscratched by whatever's there. Then we just have the Dwarf-Elves dicking around the castle, creating slapstick and vaguely fighting off Maleficent's minions, which would be a good opportune moment to show off their powers, what with, forces of nature and everything, but we don't. And all the while, they don't know where Snow White is, so the tension for where she could be is completely fucking dead.
Snow White. Snow White, wake up.
My prince? Is it really you?
Who else would it be? Quickly, we must hide.
But where are...
No time for questions.
Admiral.
It's a trap!
Okay, get this big reveal. The prince was Maleficent in disguise. Oh shit, who knew? What's fucking stupid though is his plan is to take her to his castle, trick her into thinking he is the prince, which clearly means she doesn't know shit about her true love if she's that easily tricked. And then he wants to lead her to the outside on a patio on his castle, which he could have just flown her there to begin with instead of bringing her inside the castle, making the whole turning into the prince to trick her completely pointless, just so he can put a magic blanket on top of her and turn her to stone.
Everybody got that?
Oh, thank God, Orko Jr. is here. Great. Now Snow White's safe for sure.
You miserable wretch!
So Orko fails, the Dwarf-Elves fail, so I guess all hope is lost until our Chekhov's gun comes into play.
What the hell was that?
Yeah, Thunderella not being able to use her powers or command the weather, that was a Chekhov's gun. I'm fucking stunned. How? Why? I don't know, and frankly, I don't care. The movie's almost over. We just gotta deal with the crap about the dead Orko.
Come on, that's lame.
And they all live happily ever after. Oh, fuck Filmation. And that was Snow White, happily ever after. Fuck!
I'm going slightly mad. I'm going slightly mad.
Fine. Fine. Proceeding. This is one of the worst films I've ever seen, and I've sat through a lot of shit. Do I need to remind you guys about Dolphin, Story of a Dreamer, the story about a dolphin that wants to learn how to surf? I mean, the narrative is all over the place. The movie can actually be broken into 5 subplots. 1. Scowl the Owl teaching Batso to be bad. 2. Thunderella learning to use her powers. 3. The Dwarf Elves being reviewed by Mother Nature who plans to take away their powers unless they prove themselves. 4. Who is Orko Jr.? And 5. Saving the Prince, which is the main plot of the movie and is still somehow a subplot, if that makes any sense. And the Dwarf Elves having powers? Oh, that's pointless. I mean, they show them a little bit, but when it comes down to bare-knuckle brawling against the Dark Lord, they don't do it. They don't use their powers. It's completely pointless. And the voice acting choices in this movie just confound the hell out of me. Dom DeLuise as the Magic Mirror. Sure, okay, I can buy that. Frank Welker as Batso. Shit, what wasn't Frank Welker in? Then you got Malcolm McDowell as Maleficent, and how ironic, because I expect that they showed this movie to Alex in Clockwork Orange when they were treating the poor guy. Ed Asner as Scowl the Owl? You know what, Eddie? You get a free pass because you were it up, my good friend. Then you have Phyllis Diller as Mother Nature? I gotta know, whose kid did she hit with her car to have to do this film? This movie, without a doubt, is the trifecta of shit. Terrible storytelling, terrible characters, and worse off when you're an animated film, terrible animation. This movie is the embodiment of shit. By my definition, shoddy, heinous, imbecilic trash, if there ever was one. And honestly, I dare you to watch it. It's baffling how this even made it to theaters, let alone even getting a video game. Yeah, a video game, can you believe that? And what's worse, this game came out a year after the movie. What was even the point of releasing a game based on this movie a year after the movie came out? And this movie killed the company. It straight up murdered Filmation Studios, and they declared bankruptcy. And thank fucking God. That means that we'll never see a blight like this on the world of animation ever again. Or at least from Filmation. I'm Nero and jealous, and what the fuck has become of my life?
And I can't stand the pain, and I can't make it go away. No, I can't stand the pain. How could this happen to me? I made my mistakes, got nowhere to run. The night goes on as I'm fading away. I'm sick of this life.
If the sun can keep shining bright, then why can't I shine too?
This course is the feces that is produced when shame eats too much stupidity. You people make me envy the deaf and the blind.